Yo guys, today we are going to analyze Go games, and black is a 9 Dan from Korea named Kim Ji-seok and a 6 Dan players named Chin-kyu. In the whole game, black is leading throughout, so it's a good game to look for. So first, for the fuseki, basically all the same and everyone plays the same move. Black attaches and white extends and black solidifies the two corners. And next, white plays a pinner, and it's a good time to learn that how should this 3 black stone to escape. I learned from the 9 Dan players he just played this move, and this move is a good move. Why? It seems that white can peep here, right? But actually if white does peep it cannot cut black, instead giving the corner to white. So it's a good shape that we should learn from, and so after a few moves the whole group is temporarily safe and have a good shape at the moment. And white has to find another area to fight for. However, this move in human perspective is quite leading itself to a passive position, because black can just kick and white extends and black can pinner here. And the whole group has to jump out as quick as possible. However, black can continue to attack on white's weakness by Kasumi, but white ignore black's attack and solidifies his left corner on the side. However, the 9 Dan player played the correct move, that is the knight's move, to aim on the weakness of white. Of course, white wouldn't connect simply as it's too inefficient. White just goes down to find a base so that it's easier to live or survive, and black continues to attack. This attack is also a good move to learn from. White try to move to the corner but get blocked, and white attaches. This move is a good move for manipulating the shape. Black hane and white cut, this forms a crossover shape that is easier for white to deal with. And black captures and hane and white finally form a ko here. This core is 50-50 and white and black have to find some forcing moves so that they can win this ko. Black pushes to find a forcing move. But here, white makes a mistake that it connects. This connection is not as good because black hands, and we can see that this move and this move has made white a bad shape. And more importantly, black can finish the core by making a tiger mouth view, and all are connected so smoothly. So here, AI suggested white shouldn't finish this core so urgently. She should quickly make this move to find a forcing move and continue to play with this ko. At this moment, it's more important and more significant, so this move has to be used to ensure white can gain some benefits through this ko. But if white just connected and it's the actual play and black play another move to fight with this core. If white just now to play this move, although it's a forcing move, white gain less benefits or here is less significant. Black will not continue to play with this ko and just make a tiger mouth here. Then we can see that black has done nothing to the whole group of black, instead making 2 lonely groups to run and escape. So here, in human perspective, this is already black has an active position. However, black plays a small mistake here. Because if black don't addery here and white adderies in the future, black can capture this stone. And white most often have to connect, and black groups have more liberties, versus if after Atari this shape has less liberty. And after white hane, attack and hane, this is less and less liberties, which make it a stingy smell at the side and the corner. So this move is a blunders or mistake here, but it is not that significant and not changing the whole situation of black, it's just a small mistake. And after a few moves, white try to block black and make some stinky smell here, and solidify or make some territory here, but it is just a dream for white. Black can just cut out white through this move, and after a few moves you can see that, but white make a big mistake and leading to the whole game losing. White should not cut it here because after black cut this will make the whole group heavy. AI suggests that it can just cut and take this 5 stones. And already black is in a leading position, because black gain the whole side and have floating groups to attack with, and here this move may have chances to go away. So white doesn't gain much territory after such war. So white, according to AI, shouldn't push and cut this 5 stone, it should find some error or loopholes in the black so that it can make the situation more messy. So that they will provide more chances that black cannot kill all white's groups, but mistake exist, and let's see how the 9 Dan player deal with this horrible mistake. Black push and then have a floato this. Yes, and you can see that black has shallowed a lot of white's territory, and here white cannot even eat this stone. Because after black connects, even though white can eat this stone, but it gives a chance for black to attack this whole group easily. Because of this fulfilled move, this strengthens black a lot. So as a result, white has to connect, a very shameful move, but there is no idea. And white has to move outside. And here, AI provides a winning rate of black for 96%, which means black is already winning. And we can continue to see that how black to solidify its reign, which is a significant topic in Waiki, because even though in this situation if we are the players of black we may still cannot win. And let's see, so black's first thing to do, as usual it's self-safety first, otherwise there will be a cut here. And let's see, so basically black has to make some ideas on these two groups, so attacking both of them while minimizing the white potential territory on the left. So black jumps and white extends, and saving these groups. Also planning to save these groups, but black rejects it, but white has to move out. Otherwise this groups will be in danger, and black chooses this move to attack. But AI suggests this move, but I think it's roughly the same and attack. And black to find some weakness on black first, however there's some cut here, and white has nothing but to sacrifice this 7 stone here. And we can see that black can gain some benefits while attacking, so to expand his leading positions, and even though it seems like white is connected. However, we should also find the weakness of this shapes, right? Either this position or this position, right? And however, we can see that the 9 Dan plays this move. Feeling too urgent to play this cut move, because even though you may cut it out, but maybe in the future, if white can survive here, and black gains nothing here, and white builds a huge wall here, then black is harder to attack or invade in these territories in the future, so black plays a good move and example to how to solidify his win. Yes, solidify our territory, aiming at the weakness. And this makes the weakness more significant. White firstly attack on the white's weakness first, however this was cut by the black. And white does something to solidify on the shape first, but however black still needs to deal with these 2 cutting points, but white has a good idea of making messy here. So that the whole black group is getting in danger, right? So black has to think of an idea to save this group first, and then to cut this group. So let's see how black manipulates this whole game. Let's first make a cut, and then hain. So that these 2 groups which are the most important to the black stones, and white has to save and cut. However, the 9 Dan player has calculated that these groups won't die. Because there are so many moves here that can make some territory here, and here have a lot of eye shapes, and white tries to endanger these black groups. However, after black extends, white tries to save this group. However, after black connects, white has to save these groups. Why? Because if black gets out, even though white can capture this whole group. But after black's hain, the whole white group is in danger, so white has to save these groups. So let's see how black has some amazing moves here. Otherwise, if black cannot do anything to this 4 stone, then black is in danger. However, of course, the 9 Dan player has calculated it. And has to make this group safe. And black continues to expand his territory here, and after just a few moves, black continues to destroy the whole territory. So after a few moves, black can actually get the win, and here the game is end and white resigns, and from the whole group we can see that white does nothing. Just making a 2 line here, after invading through this point, right, and black has to make a good winning. That continue to gain territory, and invading territory through attacking this 2 floating groups, and white is just no points. Right, and yes, this is a great game to learn how we should deal with this shape. And also, the 9 Dan also shows us how to attack 2 groups at the same time. Yes, this is the end. Thank you for watching.